Hello everybody, how you doing? I'm out in the garage tonight. I am mixing up my polyurethane. I'm going to put the coat on the back of the wine glass holders that I have. I hadn't got to that yet. I've been busy with a couple other things, but I'm putting the coat of finish on the back of them. And then they'll require one more coat, but I'll hit them with some steel wool once they're good and dry and put the last coat on. When that's done, I got to change the oil in my car, and I'm bringing my daughter out. She's going to do it. I'll do the heavy parts, and I'll make sure there's jack stands under the car, you know, as careful as I can. But it's time she learned, number one. And number two, kids, when they get to the teenage years, they kind of get to where they don't want to do much. And I think it's good for them to have responsibility. So we're going to do that, and if we get done with that at a decent time, I'd like to cut the final strips for the cooler boxes and finish those off. So I'm just going to kind of goof around on those three things tonight and see how far I get, and I'll keep you guys posted. I've got the coat of polyurethane on the bottom of all of my wine glass holders. Let me show them to you. This is almost the same as when I showed them to you the other day for doing the other side of them. They may be in a little different order though, but they look fantastic. Once they get good and dry, so it'll probably be tomorrow before I reach that state, I'll then buff them with some 4/0 steel wool. That way any bubbles in the polyurethane or anything, it'll level them out. And then I'll put a second coat on them and they'll be ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is we're getting ready to change the oil in the car. My daughter's out here. I've had her go through the cabinet and find the 15mm wrench or socket and find the socket wrench. And I'm going to teach her how to pop the hood on the car. So we're going to walk through the whole thing, and I'm going to guide her through it, and we're going to get this done. All right, I'll keep you posted. Well, we're finished. My daughter did a great job. I taught her two things. With this car, I noticed while I was working on the front end that if you take the passenger side tire off, you have really straight, easy access to the oil filter. So I put two lessons in one. I taught her how to change a spare tire, and I taught her how to change the oil. Do I expect her to remember either of those lessons? No. I don't think she will, but you know, if she ever gets out when she's driving in a couple of years and has a flat tire, she'll think, now what did Dad say? Oh yeah, do this, do that. So I tried to emphasize safety. You know, she didn't know how to open the hood. I showed her how to open the hood on a car. Most cars have a little latch, the newer cars, inside, you know, along the kick plate there or right up under the dash. You pop that. How to find the emergency latch or the secondary latch on the hood so that she can get the hood up. My car doesn't have a prop rod, but I explained that Mom's car does. So, you know, you need to watch out. Some cars, the hood just doesn't stay up. You know, we went through all of these things. How to properly brace the car, you know, to chock it. While I had the car up on jacks, to make it easier for us to get under because it's a low car, I put my jack stands under and explained how this is safe. So I'm getting into way too much detail here, but I just want you to know I emphasize safety first as part of the lesson, and she now understands, you know, how to remove a tire, how to replace a tire, and how to change oil. I don't know if she'll ever use those, but she'll be back out again. I'm going to put rear brakes on the car pretty soon, and I think it's going to be her brother's turn to get out here and help with those, but you know, just depends. If anybody has a bad day, they may get the job. But I got a bunch of interior work to do and a rear end work to do, so those are going to be plenty for the kids. I'm going to finish cleaning up. I've just about got it. A couple of odds and ends need to put away. Then I'm going to go in the house, have dinner. Dinner's almost ready. And then I'm going to come back out and cut these pieces for my cooler boxes. Well, I can finally say the cooler boxes are done. I just put the finishing touches on them. I think they look great. Let me show them to you. What I did was put this little piece across the bottom, and the whole idea was to simply hide the screws that hold the bottom shelf in that the cooler sits on. I've got a shelf in there that's 2x4s that I split in half, and I needed something that could carry the weight, and I wanted to use screws to make sure it held the weight, and I just didn't want those screws showing, so I put those little pieces of wood there just to cover the screws, and I think the cooler boxes look fantastic. Got the drain on the side, drain any liquid out that builds up in there when the ice melts. Nice heavy duty handles. I carried them by these a while ago. They were great. Real happy with the handles. So with that, I'm calling it quits. I had a great night. I got the bottom of my wine coolers. I got the poly on those. I got the oil changed in the car, and I got the cooler boxes 100% finished and ready to go. Everything I wanted to do got done tonight, and that's great. I'm calling it quits. I'm going to go in the house, kick back, relax a little bit, and see what we can plan for tomorrow night. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me.